Have you heard of the Great Money Reset? Well, this is terrifying. It's a Black Mirror episode that's happening in real life, and I'm wearing a fun shirt to hopefully soften the blow, but this is where we're going in the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm going to give it to you step by step, and you can be mentally ready and hopefully teach your kids so they'll be ready for the world that's coming our way. Okay, so first we had the creation of cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency was fun because you have total independence with your money. Now there's some dangers, right? It's not backed by anything, but it's also the Wild West in that you're not controlled by any crooked government or slimy bankers, okay? So we like cryptocurrency. And initially, governments and the big banks were fighting against cryptocurrency, but they found out real fast that it's not a good idea to fight this stuff. They should utilize it instead. So, countries like Russia saw Bitcoin. Putin really saw this. Saw Bitcoin as a way around the petrodollar. If you're not familiar with the petrodollar, well, the United States is the biggest boy on the planet, and if you want to trade oil amongst each other, you got to convert to the American dollar first. The United States gets a little cut of that, then you can trade your oil. And a lot of countries don't like paying this. They don't like this arrangement. So Russia sees Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a way to transact with other countries without paying that petrodollar arrangement, okay? And then you have other countries where the currency has failed, like in Turkey, the lira has failed completely. So there were citizens using Bitcoin to buy, sell, and trade things amongst each other. It was a solution to their money problem, okay? At first, the Turkish government fought it, and then now they accept it. They accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a whole and are just taxing it like regular income. Sound familiar? That's what we're doing here in the United States now. So we're going to have a two-pronged plan, okay, from the Fed. The first part is regulation in the United States, which allows cryptocurrency into the mainstream so people can get used to using cryptocurrencies. Oh, thank you, benevolent dictator. Now we can keep using the cryptocurrencies we already were, and I don't mind paying a 20% tax on it because I'm just glad that we're allowed to do crypto. It's so fun. That's where we are right now. The other half of that is the Fed creating, and they've already made it, they've already tested it, a central bank digital currency. In plain English, it's like a United States coin, okay? And they're going to introduce this to the market slowly, and it'll seem like a good deal. But how do you roll this out? Why do they want a central bank coin? Okay, so first we know that cryptocurrency is all on a blockchain, which is a public ledger of every transaction, meaning every cryptocurrency transaction is tracked and cannot be tampered with. So if you were to use a central bank coin, they could see every place you use that coin. No matter how big or small the transaction, it's all tracked, okay? So people are going to see the central bank coin and go, that's a bit of a paradox. The whole point of cryptocurrency is to avoid you motherfuckers, right? And the government will be like, hey, it's fine. Listen, you can still keep your current cryptocurrencies. We like them. It's fun. But we're charging you 20% tax on those. But if you use the USD coin, all right, we're only going to do like 10% tax. And so that will get some people to move over because it's a deal. Plus, it's the United States coin, it's patriotic, and it's backed by the full power of the American government. You're like, yeah, America forever. I'm going to use the USD coin instead, okay? But still, that's not going to get everybody, all right? So then what do? The banks are a little upset because they're trying to compete for your dollar amongst each other, right? You have Wells Fargo versus Chase versus Bank of America. And now you have the central bank taking money out of those banks because people are sending their cash from their Wells Fargo account to the U.S. central bank account. And so Wells Fargo is going to be upset. And then the government will be like, hey, it's fine, guys. Listen, you guys can keep operating, but we're not going to back your accounts anymore with the FDIC arrangement, right? So if you have a savings account with Wells Fargo and they get hacked and all your money's gone, the FDIC will reimburse you. It's like an insurance policy, right? Up to $250,000 from what I remember. That will go away, but If you convert your American dollars into the USD coin, that's fully backed by the FDIC. It's safe and secure and fast and cheaper than your Ethereum or whatever you were using. And so that'll bring a lot more people over. And the last part is, hey, employers, guess what? You need to pay your employees in the central bank coin instead of, American dollars or AVAX or whatever you were using. And if you don't, you can still pay them whatever you want, but there's going to be an extra fee. There's going to be higher taxes if you do that. And so private businesses mostly will go, fine, Jesus. All right, we'll do that. I'll just pay them in the U.S. coin instead. It's fine. Just leave me alone. I don't want to be taxed as hard. Yes, good. And so very slowly, it'll be a bad choice to use other types of currencies. The U.S. coin, central bank coin, whatever it ends up being called, will be objectively the best deal, okay? And it'll move a lot of people over, but there's some fine print, and here's the main issue. That USD coin tracks every single thing you do with it, okay? Whether you buy a popsicle, some weed, a dildo, a car, a Hulu subscription through your VPN, whatever it is, they can see every transaction you do, okay? Now, if you're not a criminal, right? So what does it matter if the government sees everything you do and they're the ones doling out your money and you don't actually have a private bank account anymore? What's the big problem? Well, Mr. Centrella, we've noticed you're watching a lot of Joe Rogan lately, and we don't like that. So guess what? If you keep doing that, and we also saw this tweet you sent out in 2023, you called Jen Psaki a pale bitch. We can't have that. So you're not allowed to use your money at airports for 6 months, and renting an apartment's going to be a little tricky because we put a flag on your social credit score there. Now, you could apologize. We'll let you off the hook now. You're like, whoa, geez. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call Dr. Fauci a garden gnome. I just thought he was ridiculous. Can I please use my money? Like, well, you can, but honestly, since we're doling it out anyways, we kind of thought that we were going to use your money on this project instead. There's a little redistribution of wealth. It's for the better of the nation, after all. We need to give these free crack pipes out, and somebody's got to pay for it. And we just noticed that you got a raise, and you really don't need it. Where you're living is fine. You can deal with it. But hey, you want us to turn you off completely? No, sir. Oh, great, good. So here's all your money. Like I said, we taxed you a little more, but there's nothing you could do about it because it's not in a private bank account anymore. Fun? Okay, so that's where we're going with that. That's going to take about 5 to 10 years. You're going to see the central bank coin come out here in, I think, 2 years, maybe 3, maybe earlier. It already exists. They've already tested it. But that's what's going to happen. Now, the other issue with a central bank coin, and this is what's happening in China right now. They're already doing this. Central bank currency and a social credit score. So if you do something the government doesn't like, they penalize you, meaning your money won't work in certain places. You can't go to a certain restaurant. You can't drive on a certain road. You can't fly an airplane. You can't rent an apartment. You're like blacklisted. You're like shadow banned with your own money, which is sad. Also, there is an expiration on this central bank currency. So you can't save it. You have to spend it by a certain amount of time. Now, why do they want you to spend the money? It's called money velocity, or like financial velocity, meaning if you spend $1 somewhere, that guy takes it and he spends it somewhere. That guy takes it, he spends it somewhere. So the government can keep taxing that same dollar over and over. So you want the money to move as a government entity, so you can keep taxing that same dollar multiple times. If it's saved somewhere or invested somewhere, it's off the grid, and you can't make money on that anymore if you're the government. But if you have total control of the monetary policy, you can have it move any way you want. So that's what's going to happen. The great money reset step by step to how we're all going to get fucked. But for now, enjoy the cryptocurrency, because the private sector, all these layer ones, are fighting over who's going to be the new top dog. And as soon as that top dog is figured out and they have the strongest blockchain in the world, and Web 3.0 is out and working, and the metaverse is out and working, and we're all Ready Player One style, the government will implement this plan knowing that the blockchain is done. They'll scoop up the main one, the winner, Ethereum or whoever it is. And then everybody else will get taxed and mandated into oblivion until you slowly but inevitably convert to the United States coin. Isn't that fun? So for now, we're going to just enjoy the ride and make a lot of money. We got a few more years of this, and then eventually they're going to come down for us. Anyway, have a great day.